Hello again, Card Community. It's RJ back with another video. Let's get to it. Today's random Mike Schmidt item of the day is going to be in line with a lot of what I'm showing off today. Two postcards. This one right here, obviously, is the Hall of Fame yellow card showing the Hall of Fame player plaque. If you're aware of these cards at all, these postcards, the Hall of Fame issues the plaque for every member of the Hall of Fame. You can go there and look at the plaque gallery, but they also issue these postcards in conjunction with it. So every plaque on the wall also has one of these yellow postcards you can purchase. Now, they've been doing it for years, starting in 1965, and if you were lucky, you could have gotten some of the original Hall of Famers who were still alive back in 65 to sign the cards. And usually it's done right up there, hopefully in blue ink, but it can be different. And those are highly collectible. There are people out there who collect these Hall of Fame postcards with the signatures of all the Hall of Fame players. Well, all that they possibly can. Certain individuals, there's no chance to get their signature, obviously. Either they died before the postcards were issued, or they even died before they got elected into the Hall of Fame in many cases. So it's not possible to get every signature, but there are a lot of collectors out there who collect these postcards of their favorite players. Second one I've shown before. This is from a magazine called Legends Magazine, Legends Sports Memorabilia Magazine. We'll get to that in a second. And it's just one that was inserted into the card. These came inside the cards from 1990 here, inside the magazine, and you could cut out these postcards. So two postcards of Mike Schmidt, or my random collectible of the day. Mike Schmidt collectible of the day. My random collectible of the day are some Phillies postcards. The Phillies, every year, on Fan Appreciation Night, which is usually the last Sunday or Saturday of the season at home, issue a small pack of postcards, and you can see here, this one's from 2011, and it's just different scenes of people, the team, the stadium, Cliff Lee back then. I'm not going to go through all of them, just kind of flip back. Pat Gillick had gotten in the Hall of Fame that year, so we have 3 packs. Here they are in 2009, the White House visit. So it's, like I said, it's just a cool little collection of postcards on Fan Appreciation Night that I have. Giant packs of postcards highlighting the Phillies. So I wanted to I talked a second ago about Legends Magazine. I want to show off a couple of them. This is in line with the trivia question today. So Legends Magazine, they don't make it anymore. This is from July and August of '93, cover number 7. And it was great artwork, obviously. And the magazine is just full of information about the hobby at the time. And it came with a couple things. It came with these postcards. This is the way the postcards looked that year. If you look on the back, they are, in fact, they were made to be postcards, place the stamp here and all that. But it also had a bunch of cards in it. So the trivia question today, the prize is going to be one of these Legends magazines, and I'm going to show you 5 that I have available for you. And I'm going to take the time today to go through and show you the postcards and the random inserted cards as well, because I got 5 to choose from if you get the trivia question right, okay? It's a very easy trivia question. You can look it up in 2 seconds and pop the answer in the email to me. So here we go. The Hall of Fame for baseball became a concept in 1936. In other words, 1936, the baseball writers chose 5 players to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Those 5 players: Babe Ruth, Ty Cobb, Honus Wagner, Christy Mathewson, and Walter Johnson. So those were the 5 original inductees into the Hall of Fame in 1936. Some years later, I will not tell you how long later, the building was erected in Cooperstown, and they had a gigantic ceremony to honor its construction, to its completion, the fact that it was now open to the public. On what date did baseball have the ceremonial opening and a whole big brouhaha of stuff that happened in Cooperstown that weekend? But what was the date in which they had the ceremonial opening for the Baseball Hall of Fame Museum in Cooperstown, New York? Be the first person to email me the correct answer. I will include a repeat of the question in the description below, along with my email address. Be the first person to do so, and I'll send you one of these 5 magazines. Let me show you them. Here we go. This has got Brooks Robinson on the cover, if you're a Brooks Robinson fan, from August of 1993. The random postcards that were included. These are repeats of other covers. You have Emmett Smith for the Cowboys, Arnold Palmer in the middle there, and Larry Bird. See, this magazine covered all sports. And then in this inside, you've got Dan Fouts of the Chargers, Tom Kite, golfer, Pepper Pear, she was one of the All-American Girl Professional Baseball League players, Patty Sheehan, golfer, Walter Payton, Alonzo Mourning, Ann Myers, basketball, Lefty Hallmeyer, another women's baseball player, and then Bill Walton. So that's what's included in this magazine. Next one I have up for grabs is a Roger Clemens magazine. This one is from, let me turn it this way here, June of 1992. So it's going to look a little different. Here's your postcards from that year. I'm not big on basketball and hockey, so I'm not even sure who those guys are there. It looks like Bobby Hull, I'm going to throw a guess at. Bobby Orr, that is. About Bobby Orr, and then Jerry West in the middle, and then obviously Johnny Bench at the end. Those I know. That's Roger Clemens on the front. And then the cards in this inside. Check out the cards. You got Greg Norman up top there, Jim Abbott, Dikembe Mutombo, Roger Clemens, Steffi Graf, Charles Barkley, Al Unser Jr., Robin Ventura, and Mario Lemieux. You got that one there. This one is from 98. Check that out. Got Sammy Sosa on the cover, July edition of 98. Oh, sorry, November edition of 98. Sammy Sosa's on the cover. Your cover shot, your postcard shots are Tom Seaver, Brett Favre, and Sammy Sosa. And the cards inside. Ooh, Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig. I just might keep this one. No, I'll let it go if anybody wants it. You got up top, you got Sammy Sosa, a 3-pack. In the middle, you got Brett Favre, a 3-pack. And down at the bottom, it's Tom Seaver, Lou Gehrig, and Babe Ruth included in this magazine. Now, the one here, we got Muhammad Ali on the cover. If you're a big fan of Muhammad Ali, I know there's a lot of people out there who are. The postcards inside, Lou Gehrig, Mario Lemieux, and Ken Griffey Jr. The cards, the random cards in here. George Brett, Mike Singletary, Kirby Puckett, Art Monk, Muhammad Ali, Joe Carter, and then Junior Seau, Manon Rhéaume, and Ray Floyd. This one was from June of 93. Lastly, up for grabs, possible if you want it, March of 93. It's got Robin Yount on the cover. Inside is Bo Jackson, David Robinson, and Roger Clemens. We just saw that magazine a second ago. And the cards on the inside. Barry Foster. I'm not sure if that's, I guess that's the Steelers, but I don't hold me to that. Edgar Martinez and Robin Yount. Riddick Bowe, boxer. Arnold Palmer, Karl Malone. Juan Gonzalez. Carolyn Kirby, looks like a beach volleyball player. And then Steve Young. So if you want to recap of that, you have to rewind and review. But those magazines, you be the one to answer that trivia question first. And I'll give you a choice of any one of those magazines that you like the best. And I will send it to you, all right? So finally, what I want to show off today in light of the postcards is I was at the Hall of Fame recently, as you all remember if you watch my videos. And one of the other things I picked up is I have the whole collection of these Hall of Fame postcards that I showed earlier of Mike Schmidt, okay? You can actually buy the whole set. It usually costs these days about $50 or $60 because there's 300 of them. You could buy the whole set of postcards so that every year after that you're going to have to add more if you want to. All right. But one of the interesting things that they did is there are several players who've been inducted into the Hall of Fame who are of Hispanic background. And for those players, they have crafted bilingual plaque images. They give the Hispanic one to the player, and they post in the hall the English version. So, for example, here is the postcard of Vladimir Guerrero, and it has his English plaque on it. But the Hall of Fame also issues a Hispanic version of the same thing. So the text is all in Spanish. That's the Vladimir Guerrero one. Juan Marichal. And it's interesting too, the way they list the name, the way the name is presented in Spanish with all the cultural references, or the way it's done in their Hispanic culture. So here's the Americanized version, and here is the Hispanic version of Juan Marichal. There's a couple players I don't have these variable, and I'm sure they even created them, like Orlando Cepeda, Tony Perez. I don't even know if they created a Hispanic version yet. Here's Edgar Martinez. And Edgar Martinez. I don't know why they wouldn't have done it, but I don't think they have. Pedro Martinez. Oh, look at that. It says Philadelphia National League. That's right. Pedro was a Philly. Woo! Just briefly, but he was. And his Hispanic version. Then you got Mariano Rivera, Big Mo. Enter the Sandman. And his Hispanic version. And then lastly, Ivan Rodriguez. Ivan Rodriguez Torres, Pudge. And his Hispanic version. So I just want to bring that to your attention. If you collect these cards, there are Hispanic versions of certain players. So if you want to have them all, you need to have them all. So that's all I have to share with you today, guys. Something simple. I hope you get a good shot at that trivia question. I think that's a really cool prize. Hopefully you guys find some cards and some postcards or something really fantastic inside that. I've had no clue with some of those random odd people if those cards hold any value, because for all I know, they might be the only card of those players. And if you send it into PSA and get it graded as a 10, it can be worth a whole lot of money. That's up to you to look up. I'm not going to spend my time doing it. If I'm giving you a $1,000 card for free, good for you. Anyway, I hope you liked that video. Please consider commenting, liking, subscribing, and all that jazz. Thanks for taking time out of your busy day to come over here and watch my pathetic little attempt at a channel. Hope to see you again. Come back on Wednesday for more trivia. Thanks for watching, and take care.